interrupt your regularly scheduled YouTube viewing for Pop Culture Explosion's special report. Today we are covering Batman vs. Superman. Non-spoiler review. Welcome back to Pop Culture Explosion. I am Michael Maddock and this is Paul O'Connor with me.
Here at Pop Culture Explosion, we will be talking about movies, television shows, trailers. We do the research and we bring it to you. Mike, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about Batman vs. Superman.
Dawn of the Justice League.
Yes, and we have seen it.
So we did watch the movie last night, and I'm just going to say this, point blank, I am a fanboy. I grew up with Batman, I grew up with Superman, I grew up with Wonder Woman. And this is a pretty big movie. I mean, we saw the Trinity, and parts of it were glorious, and we'll go into more detail about that. Before we start with the review, Mike, I mean, what was your general take walking into this movie?
Well, first of all, we got to say that this particular episode right here is spoiler-free.
Spoiler-free. We will be talking just about the movie as a whole. We will be doing an episode 6.5 of this review, and we will have spoilers, and we make sure that we make that fact very well known. So this is a very safe video if you've not seen the movie yet.
Right. So, back to your question, what was I expecting going into this? You know, I wanted to see a good movie. You know, I wanted to see how they stacked up against Marvel's Juggernaut. And I gotta say, they're having a hard time with that.
And for me, there is a lot of parallels between DC and Marvel. I mean, there's always been those comparisons. But you know what? You can still make a good product and not worry about beating what Marvel is doing, because in my humble opinion, Marvel is so ahead of DC at the moment that I don't think DC can beat Marvel at this time.
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, it's not a war, it's a battle. Just make a great movie. So I'm thinking about this, Mike. Why don't we do it this way? We will say the good, the bad, and the ugly. And let's give praise to this movie for what it did right. What's the first thing you noticed?
Alright, so we're going to talk about the good right now. We're going to talk about the good. I mean, there's parts of this movie that are just epic. Completely epic. So that's part of the good. You know, it does deliver for me. You know, you get the Trinity on screen, as you know from the trailers. Seeing that, how that comes about. You know, just some of the battle scenes.
The intro blew me away.
Yes.
I mean, the first 10 minutes of this movie was holy crap. Loved it. The first thing you see is well, I'm not going to go into that. Sorry, that's a spoiler episode. But when you see Ben Affleck playing Bruce Wayne, he nailed it.
Yeah.
I thought Ben Affleck just did an amazing job, both as Batman and as Bruce Wayne.
He certainly did. He brought it.
Oh, he did. And
I'm going to go on the ledge here and say he's the best Batman to date.
Wow.
Yeah.
We would love to
Best
see your
Batman ever.
Love to see your I see. I'm still an Adam West kind of guy. So
what?
Not just joking.
That weird one from the '60s.
Yeah, that we were from the '60s. Wonder Woman. She was amazing.
Awesome.
Not only was she she's gorgeous, a beautiful woman, but she was born to play Wonder Woman. I mean, perfectly cast. The actor that plays Superman, again, great job with casting. So when you look at the trinity of those three characters and the actors playing them, I thought the casting did a great job picking those three.
I think almost 90 to 100% in there. All the people did a really great job. You know, like you said, casting, the characters. You know, Ben Affleck is scary as hell as Batman. You know, you got Henry Cavill. He's just a great Superman, whether or not you subscribe to his moral compass, and you know whether you like it or not.
Well, I'm just talking about the whole casting.
Yeah, the casting's great. But who was the one you had the most problems with?
We're still on the good, Mike.
We're still in the good.
Yes,
We're still in the
still in the good.
What else good could I say about it? I
no,
was exhausted after.
I was, and the ending was epic.
Yeah.
So when you look at this as a cinematography movie, as visually as it was, I was definitely blown away in certain parts of the movie. I liked the dialogue with the characters. So that was the good, in my humble opinion. So let's talk about the bad.
Bad. Let me just start off with, I didn't see any quotable lines necessarily. You know, like when we came out of Deadpool for 2 days, we were just ripping
Yes.
the one-liners.
Well, even I don't normally judge a movie on how quotable it is until just recently working with
I
Mike.
do.
Yes, and I do now too. You know, giving props to the beginning and the end. There was about an hour and 15 minutes that works. It was dark. It was depressing. It was discouraging, and I saw no chemistry between the characters. None.
Soulless.
It was. It had really. There was no heart to this movie, and I'm not going to blame the actors at all. I'm blaming DC. I'm blaming Warner Brothers.
We're talking Zack Snyder.
Zack
here.
Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
So
yeah.
I was very disappointed with the fact that I was not emotionally connected to the characters at all. And I love Batman, I love Superman, I love Wonder Woman, and I was just, whatever happened to them, and I really didn't care. And the whole relationship between Bruce Wayne and Alfred, again, there was nothing light. There was like maybe 2 moments in this movie where it was kind of light and you got a little bit of a chuckle. And in a superhero movie, I want to have that chuckle. Even in Watchmen, you know, that was incredibly dark. But there were several times where I actually chuckled in that movie. Anything else you want to talk about the bad?
As far as the bad, I just felt a little disappointed. It was a little slow. I felt it was kind of boring for a little while. I mean, that's probably the worst of it for me.
And I was thinking about that too. Did I walk in with such a high expectation level that there was no way they could achieve it? No, not at all. I did that with Star Wars. Star Wars, my expectation was so high, and I was concerned about that, and you know what? They exceeded my expectation. Deadpool, I was excited, but again, I was expecting just a superhero movie. With this one, I don't think my expectations were unrealistic, and the bad part with me is I just viewed it as kind of mediocre. You know, you have those 2 epic parts of that movie, the beginning and the end, but the middle was such a letdown, and basically the tone went from here to here to here. And, yeah.
That's kind of like a bat symbol.
That was a bad symbol. Oh, I see what you guys did there. Oh, very smart, Jack.
All right.
Okay, so, haters, the ugly.
The ugly.
Luther. Ugly. I was so upset with Luther.
I liked him.
What did you like about him?
I liked him. I liked his quirky sort of, you know. That
And of course, I
Yeah.
mean this is not Lex Luthor. This is Alex Luthor.
Which this is what saves it for me, because he's not Lex Luthor.
He's his son. But-
So I can buy that he's this kind of scrawny little nerdy, intelligent supervillain kid.
But the thing is, he referenced his dad so many times. They might as well just have Lex Luthor in that.
So many times. There was a couple of
whatever. No, I like to love the antagonist, and he was an antagonist that not only did I like, but I didn't even respect. Yeah, he ruined it for me.
Really?
Yes, I was so upset with that character.
I'm gonna say ugly. I think they could have done better with well, obviously you know that Doomsday. If you've seen the trailers, that there was a Doomsday character in there. I wasn't.
See,
It just seemed like they threw him in there to throw him in there, just so they would have something to fight.
Well,
And
there was also and again it was just.
You know, the development on it, I think, was lacking.
Well, it was everything seemed forced in this movie. The reason why Batman justified having to kill Superman, that was forced. That whole fight between those two really seemed forced to me. The relationship between Lois and Superman, even though we know all about that, again, that just there was nothing organic about that storyline.
That's kind of mechanical. I think the biggest issue with this movie, to kind of wrap it up, would be that it has a script issue. They had everything else. They had the look and the world and the cinematography, great actors across the board, but the script didn't deliver it for me. I mean, and there was, like you said, there was the epic, boring, epic, boring.
And I think what I'm so disappointed with is I don't think anyone on a production side listened to the fans. They did not care what the fans wanted, and they just made the movie that Jack just made the movie that he wanted to make. Zack Snyder. Sorry, no offense out there, Zack. I don't think he cared about the fans at all. He just wanted to own this property, make it his own, and I don't think he delivered what the fans were looking for.
It was kind of like, this guy gets a hold of this franchise and does one of these. Like, I'm going to just go over here and make this movie. Rather than kind of what Star Wars did. They were very careful to deliver a package to the audience and would want to see.
I'm not discouraged about Justice League. There's going to be a Justice League movie. It's going to happen. This will make enough money to easily justify making a sequel.
Right. So, Paul, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this?
About a 6.5.
6.5. I'm a little bit more forgiving. I'm gonna go a 7, but I'm gonna see this movie at least one more time.
I need to take my dad and my daughter to go see this movie, but I won't see it more than a second time.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta let it digest a bit more. There's a lot of stuff in this movie. There's a lot, and it's easy to miss it because you're excited and it goes fast. And so it's definitely, there's a lot of Easter eggs and stuff, so you got to go back and see it again to kind of really take that stuff apart. So
thank you everyone for watching this episode, and of course, if you guys agree, disagree, let's continue the conversation in the comment section below, and we will be doing a spoiler review of this. It'll be coming shortly after this one. Mike?
All right, well, my final thought is go see this movie. I mean, I thought it was epic, with some disappointment sprinkled in around it.
It is entertaining. Go watch the movie.
All right.
Peace.